How you respond is who you become. I feel like a lot of us will not understand the significance of how we respond in our daily lives, how we respond to bigger things. It's how you react to when you face adversity, when you're faced with success, right? When people reject you, when you're faced with rejection, when people criticize you, how you respond and how you react to those things in your life will determine who you become, will determine the rest of your life, will determine the trajectory of where your life goes. I feel like a lot of us will react without thinking, will respond and not understand the significance that our response and our reaction to the big things and the small things will determine who we become. The way we respond to rejection, right? If we've been applying for jobs and we never hear back, and that makes us discouraged. We're like, nobody's getting back to me. I'm not good enough for this. Maybe I should just go back to school and find something else to do. When if you react in that way, if you respond in that way, if you give up because you're faced with so much rejection that now you think that you're not good enough. Now you think that, hey, I should be doing something else. This is not for me. I'm not made for this, right? If you respond in that way, then it's going to shape who you become. And then now in different aspects of your life, you're going to give up easily. When you're faced with rejection in other parts of your life, that's the same way you're going to respond, right? You're going to think that the problem is you and not, maybe they don't see your full worth. They're the ones who can't recognize how much you're worth, right? It's like if you're interested in somebody, right? And you ask them out and they reject you, you're like, oh, it's all on me, right? I'm not a good enough person for them because you reacted in that way when you didn't get that job. Now you're acting in that way when you asked that person out and they rejected you. When you're faced with rejection, you believe that it's always on you. You always have to improve. You are the one who's in the wrong, right? And you think that, hey, my self-worth is down here now, right? When maybe it was the other person who couldn't recognize the value of you. So instead of saying, hey, maybe I'm the problem, maybe I'm not valuable, respond in a way that, hey, maybe they can't understand how valuable I am, right? Or maybe I'm just not the right fit for that job, or maybe I'm not the right fit for that person, and not thinking that you're always the problem, how you handle that rejection, right? Maybe your worth, you're shooting too low, right? Maybe you're more worth something else. Maybe you belong in a different place, right? So it's understanding that the way you react to anything in life will determine who you become, because the way you react in one aspect will translate to another aspect. It's like when you're faced with adversity, how do you react? Do you just shut down, cry, fall, and just stay down and not get up? What do you do when you're faced with problems? What do you do when you're faced with trials and tribulations, right? Do you understand that, hey, this is gonna make me, it's gonna break me? This is happening for me, not to me. I feel like a lot of people will say, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening, right? Why am I being dealt this hand when I didn't do anything wrong? Why am I faced with all these problems in my life when I don't deserve it, right? A lot of people say, I don't deserve this. Why is this happening to me? But you have to change the why is this happening to me to this is happening for me. What is God trying to teach me in this situation? Why is he putting me through this? What can I take away from this situation, right? It's always taking away and learning from everything that happens to you, whether that's positive or negative. And I feel like a lot of people will not understand that the way you react to success is also a big way that translates to who you are as a person, where your life will be, right? Because I feel like a lot of people, if you're successful overnight and you lose it, you're never going to get it back, because you don't understand how much it took to actually get to where you are. But if it was slow progress, if it was you put in so much work and you never received anything until so much later on, it was always a delayed thing instead of always that instant success, instant gratification, right? The way you respond to your success, if it was, yeah, I deserve this, I worked for it, I knew I was going to be successful, and it was an overnight thing, then you're not actually understanding the value of those bad days and those long hours to get to your success, right? If it was just a overnight success story, then you're not going to understand the full, you're not going to understand how much it really takes to get to where you are, how much it takes to keep doing and keep your position, right? Because I feel like a lot of people will be in that position and they won't be able to keep it. They won't be able to keep it because they don't know how much it took to actually get there. They were just a overnight success story. They blew up one day, and it wasn't because they were consistent. It was because maybe the algorithm gave them a chance, and now they tasted a little bit of success and they think, yeah, I'm so good, I can do this, right? When there's that other person who's been putting in hours and hours of work and they never received anything back, right? They never received that success that they've always been working towards. And one day when they do taste a little bit of that success, they know how much it took to really get there. And when they taste that success, they know how to respond. They know that this is not my time to let my foot up on the gas, but to keep applying pressure. This is when I need to go harder, right? Instead of, oh, I have success now, I can kick my feet up and relax. That's not what that person would do. They'd say, I know how much it took to really get here, so I know that now I need to go even harder than I was. Now I need to keep my foot fully on the gas, and this is when I apply the most amount of pressure. So it's always been about how you respond to things, right? And because we can't always reactively respond to things, we have to take time and really understand, hey, what should I be doing in this situation? Should I just act with my emotion, or should I take a step back and really understand what my actions will do for the rest of my life, right? What my response to whatever I'm going through will do for me, or will do to me, will shape who I am, will shape the way my life will go, right? So instead of always reacting with our emotions, instead of always instantly reacting to things, we should take a step back and think about, hey, what will this do to me? Who will this shape me to be? Because there's a cause and effect to everything, right? The cause is what happens to us, and the effect is how we react to things. How we react is going to shape who we are. So instead of always just having those snappy reactions and reacting right away to things, understand that the way you respond will shape who you are. Always respond with peace of mind. Always respond with a clear conscience, right? Always respond with clarity. Don't respond with clouded emotion, clouded judgment, right? Take a step back and know, hey, what will this do to me? Who will this make me become? So I hope everyone's doing well. I'll see you on the next one.